Hello and welcome to my garden. This is a mid-July garden tour of my winter sown garden. Now this garden is something I expanded this year and added these no-dig Vagoro fences. And I like these because these are simple panels with posts that you just put in and just connect them with the post, and the post just digs into the ground, and then you can make any of the panels into a door. I have found though that it's the corner that works best for a door, and I'll take you in through this one. Now this is a different post that you use to create that fence opening. So I have chicken wired every bit of this fence because the small holes can still have rabbits squeeze through there, and it's usually just the younger rabbits that can squeeze through here, but otherwise the chicken wire seems to be keeping them out. Now, most of this has been winter sown in this garden, a good majority of it, and it is looking spectacular right now. This Orangium is absolutely going bonkers, and I've been trying to cut it back because I have a feeling it is going to self-seed like crazy. And I want some Orangium, but I don't want that much Orangium. So, but that looks really pretty here, mostly whites and purples. Very, very pretty. And then this coneflower. This is one of the coneflowers I moved from the front garden over here. And it just does so much better when it is not decimated by deer or rabbit. And I am absolutely loving it. Down here we have some white bachelor's button, and they have been putting out a few blooms here and there, and I am leaving some of the dead blooms because I want to see if it'll self-sow in here. I absolutely love the look of this white bachelor button. Here's a more fresh one. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's got this creamy yellowish center with some white on it. Just absolutely beautiful. Now this is marigold, and it's one that has little yellow flowers. I'll show you another one that has better blooms on it. I did dot around some extra coleus that I had, and they don't do so well here in my clay soil. But you know, maybe they'll do better when the fall comes. I don't know. In between that is some poppies, and they're just kind of flopping over, but these are Shirley poppies and they're still blooming. But I haven't cut them back or deadheaded them because again, another one that I kind of just would like it to self-seed in here and get maybe some that just grow on their own, because I do struggle with growing them, even though these are the first winter sown ones that I've gotten to really take hold. Now, all in the front, you'll see a bunch of snapdragons. These were supposed to be a red variety. The seeds they sent me were actually a mixed variety. So I'm not exactly thrilled with them. They've been doing a little better now, but I might see if I can dig them out and just put them in a pot maybe, and then I want to replace them with some zinnias. Back here is some Dara, and this has seen better days. I have two of them here, but I have not pulled them out because I have seen that there are ladybugs around it, and also they have laid eggs, and I see the ladybug larvae on them. So they like this plant too much. So I've been just trying to cut a stem here or there and just remove some of the aphids, but mostly leaving the plant in here. And then back there behind that, you will see a coneflower, which is one that I winter sowed last year. And so last year it only had foliage, but this year finally is blooming. And it's mellow yellow. And there's a second one back there that's absolutely stunning. I love, love, love that mellow yellow. Absolutely gorgeous. I do want to move it though a little bit more forward, but I am debating on leaving that one because it's liking that spot, and maybe adding a few more over here, because I have some potential changes I want to make to this garden, but we'll talk about that later. So here is, I think this might be the Black Knight Scabiosa. Absolutely spectacular this year. You know, most of the last year I don't think it struggled a little bit, and this year I gave it some support, and I'm trying to keep up with some deadheading, and it's looking magnificent. And below that is the marigold, with those little tiny flowers, and it looks so pretty this year. I like that for bouquets, like when I cut some flowers, and adding this as a filler is absolutely beautiful with that little tiny flower and those dainty leaves. Over here is some Verbena bonariensis, and it's looking beautiful in this garden, and I don't mind it self-seeding in here. It's so pretty, and I just love how it moves in the wind, and it just is above everything else. Beautiful. There are a few straw flowers back here, and I think one of them I may have grown myself, but the other one may have self-seeded, the one closest to the tree, because I would never have planted it that close to the tree. And that's a crepe myrtle, but I'll zoom out for you to take a look at the beautiful crepe myrtles and in full bloom. I absolutely love these trees, and the blooms are just so beautiful, and the bees love that flower, and they are all over these trees. So now back to the cut flower garden. Now this entire section here has been winter sown. And actually some of this all was winter sown except for the snapdragons. So any snapdragon you see, that's the one I didn't winter sow. Everything else is winter sown. So looking beautiful. Now, if you're not familiar with winter sowing, that is when you grow your seeds in the winter in plastic containers. And I have several videos on doing that, as well as transplanting them out in the garden. Now, with the weather the way it's been, I don't really winter sow in the winter most of the time. It's a little bit more of spring sowing, because the weather has just been really sporadic, and I have had better success with waiting a little bit longer towards the end of winter and very close to the beginning of spring. So I'll link those videos down below. But yeah, so this garden is looking beautiful. So up front here, you will see some gomphrena, and this is strawberry fields, as well as I think a orange variety. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, some of them are orange and some of them are strawberry fields. And then I have a few snapdragons in between. And then the back row is different colored straw flower. So the straw flower tends to get really tall for me, so that's why I put it in the back. And then in the middle, I also put some of the verbena. Dotted in between here is also some marigolds, and I believe this is an Eskimo, which is supposed to be a white variety, but it's actually more of a buttercup yellow. But I really love it. It's so pretty, and I really do need to come in here and deadhead some of this stuff. Celosia is starting to put out some beautiful blooms and looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm looking forward to it getting taller and really putting out more blooms. I think I may though need to deadhead a few. And I think this one here might be going to seed. I see some little black spots, and that might be the seed. But yeah, these are looking beautiful. I love all the colors of the straw flowers. And I do need to come in here though, and I need to cut back some of these straw flowers. So what I usually do is I cut it back pretty far, and then it'll flush back with a lot of new blooms. So further down here, I have more gomphrena, and this is a different color than the ones over there. It's also the globosa versus, I forgot the name of it, the other one. But I was supposed to have two different ones, Purple Lady and Raspberry Cream, but they both look the same to me. They all look like the same pink to me. They don't look any different. So I don't know if the seeds got mixed up. I don't know. This is another scabiosa, and it's a different color, sangria maybe. I don't quite remember the color, but this one looks very, very close to the Black Knight, just a little bit more maroon, and it's pretty. So when I expanded this garden, the grass area has a lot of that viney, terrible looking grass. And so I've been struggling with that and trying to dig it out and eradicate it. But that's going to take me some time to really clean that up. So back here, I have some dahlias, and I have them growing in grow bags. I found that for me, they actually do a little better in the grow bags. Because my heavy clay soil, they just don't seem to like it that much. And it does, I do have to kind of set up the drip for this because I have to water them a lot, since the grow bags really kind of release the water quickly. But that's also why I've been a little bit more successful with being able to overwinter those tubers indoors. Usually in the clay, they tend to rot for me, and now they just do so much better. So here I have Black Knight, and I do have to come in and cut some of these, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I love how deep the color is on this. It's looking beautiful. I have Melena Flor, I think, and this one I've had for several years now, and I've saved so many tubers that I have so many of these. Again, I have to cut them back a little bit, but there's another Black Knight and starting to put out a ton of blooms. Now, I never pinched it, so I do need to kind of cut it back quite a bit, just so that the stems are going a little crazy there, but it's looking beautiful. Now this is a new one that I bought, and this is Jan Rycroft. I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen. And it's a creamy white, and it's so stunning. I absolutely love this one. Just beautiful. And then back there is the Cornell Bronze. Gorgeous. I'm so happy I got that one. And up here, I don't remember the name of this one, and this is the last one. It has not bloomed for me yet, one bud, but it's gonna put out a bloom soon, and I'm looking forward to that. I think it's looking very beautiful this year. I'm very happy to have added that fencing to really kind of not have the deer be reaching in and eating my flowers. Even though I think there's a little risk that they could come in here and nip off some of my dahlias, so I may consider sort of pulling these grow bags inward a little bit and making sure that they maybe don't reach in here and eat it. It's always such a struggle with a deer. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.